Afternoon. We are live. We are live. Welcome. I think the name of, well, it is Celebrate Business 202 2023. That's for sure. However, yesterday, for the past week, I've done some real research on what was going on, and particularly in my profile, uh, especially in Facebook, because there were some things going on that were definitely getting out of control. And so I had to make some decisions, and we've gone ahead. We've done some things. I've done some things, and I specifically wanted to separate a personal the things that I post personally and keep that on the profile page that you are watching this video on. But Facebook led me to believe yesterday, as I was trying to set up Celebrate Business 2023 as its own profile page. So I'd have my personal stuff and I'd have my business profile stuff. So I went through the process of setting up. Number one, I could not get them to create the name, Create Change Business 2023. I registered, it wasn't coming up. All I could get out of them, which is pretty interesting, was David F. space Leopold. So supposedly, if you go onto Facebook and search for David F. space Leopold, you will come to a page that I created yesterday. I had a hard time getting to it today, so I can't believe that folks are going to be able to find their way to get there. And I knew the roadmap. The other thing I had to do yesterday, Facebook would not allow me to upload as my logo, your Facebook logo, your Facebook ID, my standard somewhere, standard logo. I've been using that for probably 14 or 15, almost 15 years now. And I could not get it uploaded. So Facebook made me create an avatar. And it's the first avatar I have ever created. I was kind of having some fun doing it, but it doesn't look a whole lot. It looks like me like 50 years ago, 60 years ago. But at any rate, so today I finally found my way to David F. space Leopold, and it was me. I had to convince Facebook it was me, and then I tried. I could not create a video. I tried to start a live video on that page, and I couldn't do it. So that's why I'm on this page creating the live video, and it appears that that's where I will be in the future. But we'll see how the production, everything goes on. On this computer, this is on. I'm doing a YouTube right now, so the YouTube is looking at this screen. it's looking at my Facebook Live. In creating a YouTube, I will be able to publish the URL all over the place. It'll probably, this Facebook Live will probably go to 6 other web pages, or I should say technology platforms. And that's what we do. So that's why I'm right here and then I've shifted cameras around for the new approach, microphones, new microphone. I guess the lighting is pretty much the same, but it is see how it works. But the funny thing is, oh my Lord, I have always been a fan of Norman Rockwell's Saturday Evening Post triple self-portrait, and it's always been one of my favorite art pieces. I created my own. Actually, one of my granddaughters was in it with my mother. And as I was setting up the cameras today, there are 3 different images of me. So I guess I'm doing a digital triple self-portrait. And that's the way it's going to work. So as I was thinking of what the subject matter and content matter should be, could be in celebrating business, and the reason that I celebrate business, and I've been doing it virtually my entire life. I was born into a family. My grandfather, my father were in business, and so that's the environment that I've always known. I have been in business myself over 50 years. I don't know, 51, 52, I don't know how many years it is now. And I truly celebrate business.tv. I set up, I created Celebrate Business Cybermercial.tv, Solopreneur.services, and Celebrate Business.expert. Those are all part of the family, part of the community of celebrating business. And that's one reason why I celebrate business, because I can. Because when you set out to do the things that you want to do, you just find the way to do them. And that's what business allows. If you are setting up a business situation, as businesses must be, you must generate revenue. And so that has to be factored into the equation. And then you operate your business, and so you take the revenue that has been generated and subtract out the operating expenses and other things, and hopefully there's a profit that continues you to do your business. Interestingly, it's not quite been my business model for the last 50 plus years. For most of those years, I create projects that I want to do, put them together because they will bring value to my life in what it is that I'm doing. So I find folks and build a community to bring value to their lives, and there are collaborations. We do our project, and we collaboratively do our project. And when I personally have reached the goal and objective that I wanted, then we will stop that project and start a new one. That's pretty much been my business model over the years. One time that model really got disrupted because I allowed personal things happening in my life to really get entwined with a business that I had just started, a new magazine I had just started, and it didn't work. And I made a bad decision in my life. And after you make the decision, you learn if it was good or bad, and that was it. That was a bad one. But at any rate, we're still here, and we take those times when things might not go the way we want them to go, but you figure it out and you fix it or delete it and go in the right direction. To that point, I was sitting in the Chicago Midway Airport on Friday, and I was in Dickey's Barbecue, who was started in Dallas, and they have and I was in the Dallas. I hadn't gotten to Chicago Midway. That was in Dallas. Well, at any rate, I was sitting. I sat down, and this young lady wanted to talk, and she was talking about business, and she failed in her business. And she said that like really early in the conversation, and I said, "Stop. There is no such thing as failure in business. One might not realize the goals and objectives, but that doesn't mean that there's been failure. It means that in business, we ask folks to change their behavior because we can bring value into their life with great customer care. That's what folks look for. That's the business model, and so a lot of things have to happen, and your idea might be wonderful, what it is that you're trying to accomplish. It's just that the right plan was not put together, or the market was not read right. Or maybe it was the wrong thing in the beginning, but that is not failure. That is learning from what it is that you did that didn't work out the way that you wanted it to work out. So you move on, you fix it, and move on. So to that end, I am going to take all the opportunities that have been coming my way, and sometime on Sundays every week, it's my plan, I will produce a Celebrate Business 2023 production, broadcast, feature, video, and it looks as if it will be produced inside of Facebook. YouTube has busy. I've always said that about my YouTube. I have produced over 2,500 hours of YouTube in the last 15 years, and I have spent less than 15 minutes trying to organize it the way it should be organized to get the attention of folks looking for a video on small business or entrepreneurship in YouTube. Lots and lots of folks on YouTube searching for things to view. And so I said, well, I can produce my YouTube, but I still have to compete for all the traffic that's there on YouTube and bring some of my own, whatever. Why not take that traffic and focus it on something that is of direct benefit to me? And that's basically why I developed web landing pages, because each web landing page tells a story. And that's the way things that's the way things work for me today, and they've been working very well. So, as I thought of what is it that I want to do, and really would bring value to my audience, and it just strange that it came upon me that in 2007, I published this book. How do you answer these 749 questions about your small business? I wrote the book, edited the book, and published the book. I worked with a printer. I found a printer who could create a cover, print the inside, put it all together, print it, and then put a spiral binding in it, which was really expensive to do, but it accomplished what it is that I wanted to accomplish. And what it is I literally asked 749 questions, and I purposely, by design, never wrote the answers. The intent was to create a situation where the small business owner would stop and think, well, geez, that's something meaningful for my business. Then they would find the answer to that question, call my accountant, call my attorney, call David, whatever it might be. And that's literally how I want it to work. How I want it to work, excuse me. So, the major critique that I got about the book in 2008 was that I didn't provide answers to the questions. And so I've always wanted, well, I've kind of done that with the YouTubes, but now I am going to focus on picking the questions that I think are most important. It's kind of interesting, as I was looking at the book, not today, I don't know, last year sometime I was looking at it, and there were 5 chapters in the original book. If I were to update the book or revise the book, which I'm going to do, really, I actually have to rip out chapters, I don't know what the numbers are, 4 and 5 or 3 and 5. The chapter on marketing, technology, and healthcare, those 2 chapters, things have changed dramatically. I didn't even take a look at it, but I don't even know how many questions that I asked back in 2007 are pertinent today. I'm going to guess not a whole lot. Certainly in marketing technology, social media did not exist when I was writing the book. The healthcare, oh my goodness, I am so glad I'm not in that directly in that industry anymore. Still interested in it, but it has changed dramatically. So I'm going to take the opportunity to ask the new questions that need to be asked. And my specialty is marketing and sales. If I do not know the answer to your question, if I can't give you a good answer, an answer that I can live with to your question, I will set you in the direction to get you the right answer. Well, there are one website. If it's a small business question, there's no question that the Small Business Administration, SBA.gov, they have 4,000 web pages. Last I heard, I have no idea how many they have now. I knew they had 4,000 pages the day that they digitally introduced their website, because the day that they did, I happened to be in the Cincinnati office of the SBA, and we actually did a live broadcast in the Cincinnati office the day that the SBA was launching, SBA was launching their website. At any rate, that's what we're going to do, and there has to be a lot of folks who want to start a business. The pandemic took us into our homes, all of us into our homes, and when we were there, and some of us, I've never really, I only left my home. I had an office for 10 years outside of my home. That's basically the only time I've operated outside of my home in the last 50 plus years. If you operate, we went inside the pandemic, we got online, we did everything we needed to do online. That's how we communicate with the world. And then a lot of folks have said, wow, why do I want to go back into the office? Why don't I just stay at home and do something that is of great interest to me? There are more solopreneurs in this country, probably, than there are, well, approaching the number of identifiable businesses. The IRS and the SBA identified. The number keeps fluctuating, but I was surprised the last time I read the number was just a couple of weeks ago, and the number I read was 40 million small businesses in this country. I believe, I don't know what the number is, and we will probably never know what but it's in the millions of how many folks are now solopreneurs out of their home. Except for, while I was in business for myself, the 1 year I had a staff of folks, so we were building, but all the rest of the years I've been a solopreneur, just operating by myself, doing what I needed done myself, and if I couldn't get it done, job it out to somebody who could do a better job than I can, more efficiently than I can. So I'm going to add, for sure, I'm going to add marketing and sales questions. I've already asked 100 times the most important marketing and sales question. Maybe this is a cybermercial for Celebrate Business 2023. .tv. The answer, if folks are in business today, they must have a digital presence of some sort, because not only are the digital only people online, but the offline people have found that to compete in today's world, they have to have some type of online presence. So you have to have digital into your marketing strategy, marketing sales strategy somehow. And in the last 2.5 years, almost, I have developed 20 web landing pages for myself. And the fact that I've done 20, I guess they still work, because they tell a story. They tell your story. I have created a format for 3 videos. That's the cybermercial. For those folks who do not have in their budgets 3 videos, I have created a 2-video storyboard web landing page. And for those folks who don't have that amount in their marketing and sales budget, I've created a 1-video web landing page. And all 3 of the pages are specifically designed to tell the business story of your business. And I will pull that information out of you by the questions that I ask. You will, if you don't already, you will have an understanding of what your branding is. You will have that understanding after we've had this conversation. So I sincerely believe that everyone should have in their marketing and sales budget web landing pages. If you need more information, you can go to solopreneur.services, or Celebrate Business Cybermercial.tv. I call it a cybermercial because in the early 90s, I was pretty involved with several infomercials that appeared on television. We all watch infomercials. I still watch them to see how they're being produced, to see what they're saying, to see the content that they're building, how they're trying to merchandise and sell it. Definitely differently today. The infomercial of today is different than the infomercial of the early 90s, and it should be. It should be. It must be reflective of today and what's happening today, and that's what our web landing pages do. So thank you, Facebook Live, for giving me the opportunity to do a giant marketing and sales cybermercial for my company. So forget about that aspect of things. Bring your questions to Celebrate Business 2023. What's the best way to do that? If you are on this page, you can attempt to message me, Facebook Messenger me, but my Facebook Messenger is so busy with so much stuff. There is no way that I have the time to read and respond. I have the time to speed read, but to respond to all the things that are in my Facebook messages. You can always, if you go to solopreneur.services, or if you go to Celebrate Business cybermercial.tv, at the bottom of both of those web landing pages are Contact David, Contact Me forms. Very, very simple forms, 3 fields, your name, your email address, and why you want to speak, what it is you want to do. And people send me those things for all hosts of reasons, depending upon the theme of the web landing page. So when I know that you want to discuss something, if it means creating a video, if you put the time down that you want to make that happen, I will send back to you. I guess I'm going to send back to you some Google technology. Normally, I would say a Google Meet invitation because I use them all the time. But today, I got notification that either Zoom wanted to get tied into my Google account, or Google wanted Zoom into my Google account. So they might be tied together. I don't know what that means. I have actually been a customer of Zoom, a paying customer of Zoom 3 times in my life. Their technology was okay, but their customer service was horrible. I would get into artificial intelligence bot world, and I couldn't get out. And if I can't get out of a bot world with all the time I spend doing those things, I can't believe what the folks who who don't know their way out. That's the way people want to communicate with bots and artificial intelligence. I heard two alarming facts this week that all the technology folks are laying off folks within their operation. And the magic number seems to be 10,000. Every time I read a number, it's 10,000. So they might all be conspiring together to lay folks off. I'm just sarcastic there. So whatever, I'm hearing the reason that they're laying folks off, and this is the scary part, is that artificial intelligence is replacing a lot of the folks that they were hiring. I've heard some really alarming things about artificial intelligence today. I heard that Elon Musk with Twitter might be tied in with Chinese artificial intelligence, and with the TikTok data points that they are picking up, billions every day. The Chinese are building a dominating business model where artificial intelligence will take us to the next. It's already taking us to the next step. So I got a little concerned about that statement that I heard today. But it is what it is, and believe me, we're not going to be able. The only way we can fight those things is totally step away from them, which we can. We can do it, but as my son Sam taught me last week when I was visiting his family, he said, I heard him say to one of his children that be prepared, be accountable for your choices. You can make whatever choice you want. That's your right to make your personal choice, but you must be held accountable for the choice that you made. And that was some pretty good information that I saw him giving his oldest daughter. No, actually, it wasn't his oldest daughter. Anyways, submit your questions. Submit them at any time, and I will work them into the format of the broadcasts that we will do on Sundays. So there will be one new broadcast every week. And I think that's all that I wanted to share today. So if you're still with me at 33 minutes and 35 seconds, the message, one of the messages that I would like to leave with you today is to do what you love and love what you do. We'll see you soon. Okay, YouTube. I just ended the Facebook Live. And if you happen to watch this only on YouTube, let me know what you thought about it, both from a content basis and also from just a production basis. Pretty different way to do things. I was just using cameras that built-in webcams to the computers. I actually wanted, and I've tried it. I tried it to use a Logitech camera, and I spent a lot of time before I bought. I've used Logitech cameras for many years. I bought supposedly the new one, and um, not only could I not download it, sync it to the computer, um, three proficient internet developers at different levels. None of the three could do it themselves either, and they actually one of the three, the last of the three, actually took down, deleted Windows 10 from my computer, reinstalled Windows 11, all in the same uh, job ticket, and then tried to do the download of the Logitech webcams and couldn't do it. So I had to return the. I couldn't believe that I was returning because it couldn't get it to work properly. In the old days, we would get a camera, literally just plug it in, and the drivers would be internal themselves, and we plugged in and we used it. We used it in the next 5 minutes. Certainly not the situation today, but thank you for your time today, and let me know, and please come into our community to celebrate business.